What's up, Buck Bros? We're back with you guys. I'm Buck Bro Ryan, and we're here to preview our Week 6 game against the 49ers. Let me welcome back to the panel Zach, John, and Bryce, my fellow Buck Bros. And guys, let's get to our preview. The 49ers are coming in, both teams coming off really intense wins. 49ers in their OT thriller against the Rams, and ourselves, obviously, as we talked on Monday, 38-35 against the Seahawks. So we've got two 4-1 teams, two very identifiable teams, front runners for the NFC and the playoff push. So let's first review our offense, what we have to do on offense to beat the 49ers. They've got a formidable defense, as always, especially with Robert Saleh coming back. So what do you guys think the keys are to the game for Baker and co to go out, put some points up on the board for the 49ers?
Just keep dunking on people the way we have been, man. We've been putting up points. We've been scoring touchdowns. We've been running the ball well. Just keep dunking on them. That's all we got to do. We just got to keep scoring. Don't let them get in our head. If Robert Saleh was any good, he'd still be the head coach somewhere. So let's mind our business. Let's keep scoring touchdowns, and let's keep on keeping on, man. Life's a garden. Dig it. We just got to go out there and score more points. Like, I feel like we've been doing enough to beat the 49ers offensively. We've shown that we can do it. So we just got to stay on that.
See, that like you had is getting to your vocabulary there with that analysis.
I was like, it sounds like Will Ferrell. I've been snapping necks and cashing checks. Like, just keep snapping necks. I don't understand.
Generally, Todd Bowles, we have to stop them from scoring and score more points.
I loved that. That was one of my favorite, in-game interviews. It was hilarious. What do you think you got to do? Well, we got to keep them from scoring points, and we got to score points. Just what it is. You know what I liked about the Seahawks game? I thought everybody got involved, and that was my key to this game, is spreading the ball. Keep spreading the ball around, you got to see Tez come out there with 4 catches. Obviously, Emeka is having his stud of a rookie year. I saw Cade Otton catch some passes. I remember sweating my 3 receptions last game, or I guess the game before last game now. I remember sweating that 3 receptions for 9 yards. So I think, Baker seems to be in his element. He's doing his thing. Just keep involving other people. Keep that defense on its toes. You don't know which way it's going. I think Grizz and Baker did a great job of that against the Seahawks. Just keep doing more of that. Like you said, John, we've been putting up points. No need to change anything. But I really like the distribution of the ball last game, and I want to see more of it.
Yeah, I think the offense has produced 20 or more points in the last 20 games. So, which is the longest streak in the NFL, which is great. Last time we didn't do that was week 3 against Denver last year. So I agree. Let's just keep dunking on them and scoring points, because obviously if you score more points than the other team, you're going to win the football game. I think my key, though, is what we did last game as well against Seattle. No turnovers. Keep the ball, keep it clean football. Try to limit penalties, right? We didn't have a whole lot of those that set you back on drives, and just keep it balanced. I think the offensive line did a good job against Seattle, protecting Mayfield and giving him cleaner pocket to kind of be able to stretch the field more, which I think you'll see here too. Nick Bosa's out for the season for San Francisco. They don't have that elite pass rusher anymore. Yes, they still have Fred Warner, but the secondary is not what they used to be. Yes, Robert Saleh is a good defensive coordinator, but they don't have the same players that they did when he was coaching in 2019. I think as long as we give Baker protection and we're able to at least keep the running game an option. I know Bucky's probably not going to be back for this game, so you're going to have to rely on Rachaad White, and you're going to have to try to see if Sean Tucker can do something. But really, the run game is probably going to be more effective through the screen game, because that's where Rashad's strength is that, he's a better pass-catching running back out of the backfield than he is really just running between the tackles. Although he will get you those yards you need him if you need him to, but I think he's better suited in the screen game. Nonetheless, keep it balanced. Let Baker have some time. Baker hopefully will continue his hot streak from Seattle, and if we're able to do that, I don't see why there'd be any reason we can't put up points against San Francisco.
For my key to the game, we're going to have a little continuity here from our game review. I would like to see us continue to play complementary football, where when the defense needs to be picked up by the offense, there they are, and when the offense sputters a little bit, the defense bows up. It's been, these close games. We're winning them. It's great, but there is like that balance. Bryce, you mentioned balance, but it's each side of the ball goes through a lull, and the other side isn't also going through a lull and letting things get out of control, with the exception of like the first half of the Eagles game. But if we can continue to do that, because I don't expect us to go out and win every game 48-3. Like there are going to be lulls for each side of the ball, all three, honestly. But as long as we continue to play that complementary style football, I got your back, you got mine. That's what they're doing right now, and it's leading to winning games.
Yeah, was it last year where we were running like those cool like design runs with Chris Godwin, where we were just like shuttle passing him the ball and letting him run it up? Well, let's go back to that. Maybe that's what he needs to get out of his funk. You know what I mean? Maybe he just needs to get some yards, make some splash plays. I don't know. Maybe if Sean Tucker's not the guy right now, and we know Bucky was lying about his injury, and now he's going to be out of several more weeks, and he's most likely going on IR. We're going to need more of that, and that might be a good place to get Godwin some good snaps and some good plays. Maybe get out of his head a little bit, because he has looked a little shaky, and we need him to be good. So maybe we go back to that.
I don't think you need to do anything different than what you did against Seattle, because that put up 38 points, and Seattle's not a terrible defense. Neither is San Francisco, but the reason we were able to do all that is, one, we were able to be somewhat balanced. Two, we did convert a lot of third downs, so you're going to need to be able to do that as well. And thirdly, just when a play needed to be made, a play was made. So
I want to start with Zach with this, because let's shift it over to the defensive side. Zach, what's your key to the defensive side of the ball? How does the Bucs defense square up against the 49ers offense? How do we contain that Kyle Shanahan set of plays?
So the offense is full of PTSD because of CMC, because we've had to deal with him a lot as a former Panther. To me, it really matters who's playing quarterback. Is it Mac Jones, or is it like the guy who's like Mac Jones but isn't Brock Purdy? Which one of them is going to be starting at quarterback? If it's Mac Jones, he might be better than Brock Purdy, so maybe I'm more concerned. But just pressure, right? Pressure on those neither quarterback is like a world beater, so just get some pressure. It was frustrating in the Seattle game because we couldn't get home. The 4th and 2 play that they scored a touchdown on is hard to erase from the mind. So that's my key, is just get home, let them feel the pass rush, get turnovers off of that, fluster them. McCorkle, if he does play, he looked really battered coming out of their game against LA. So that's my key to the game. Shocker. Get pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be complimentary football. See? Man.
Oh, is that what that was supposed to be?
It's shocking me.
Do you want to do that one again? Run it back.
that wasn't complimentary podcast.
Yeah, that was not complimentary podcast.
Yeah.
I'm actually more afraid of Mac Jones at this point. He's looked pretty good. They're worried.
He's better than Purdy was at the beginning of
the
season.
They're worried that they have an issue now, because they paid Brock Purdy all that money, and obviously he wasn't worth it to begin with, and now they're showing him that he really wasn't worth it. And so I don't know, man. I would almost rather play Brock Purdy than play him. Mac Jones is out to prove something right now, and I don't want to be up against it. Like, you don't want to be up against Baker when Baker was trying to prove something. I don't want to be up against Mac Jones trying to prove himself and get back into the league. He's playing for the future of his career. And I don't want nothing to do with that. I want Brock Purdy on a cushy contract, coming off an injury, feeling himself. I want that kid. I don't want some guy trying to prove it. I don't want that at all.
He's on a 5-year, $265 million contract.
It's insane.
Brock Purdy,
Mr.
What
Irrelevant.
a deal Baker is. Was Baker 3 for 100?
100.
We were very much longer, but yes, currently.
Holy wow. That's is that like a money laundering scheme? How are you giving him that much money? I don't understand. That's crazy money
Yeah.
for him.
No, man, they got him. They got. I mean, it's an issue. It's an issue right now in San Francisco because this kid's coming in and winning games, and your $250 million quarterback is sitting on the sideline, and you could have started this kid. You could have started this kid for $1 million. You know what I mean? It's just it ain't right, and like we need to take advantage of that discombobulation. We need to get in there. We need to hurt Mac Jones. What we need to do, and then they've got a real problem. You know what I mean? So
you're going with the Lightning preseason game. Just injure their players.
yeah, I mean you gotta do. I mean you gotta do something.
Practice squad and just be a murderer's row.
I
don't know. I disagree that Mac Jones is better than Brock Purdy. I think Brock Purdy, though, is more injured than he's letting on, or at least the Niners are letting on. I think he's dealing with something very similar that Joe Burrow had an injury with, and that is going to be something he's going to have to deal with all season. So whether or not he plays in this game is to be determined. But regardless, who probably will be playing in this game is CMC, as you mentioned, Zach. He is the one thing that I'm a little scared of, and the fact that I watch our linebackers play, and I don't think they're going to have any chance in covering CMC. You know, Levante, unfortunately, time has seemed to have caught up to him. He seems to have lost a little bit of step, even though he made the play, you could argue the play of the game against Seattle. He was still not great in coverage. Servassier Dennis is just lost out there. I have no, I don't know what he's doing out there on the field. He makes a play once in a while, but usually he's lost in space. It's like Gruden's wife, right, in the mall. He's lost out there.
Yeah. You're going to see a lot of the back of number 8 jersey chasing after someone.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, we're afraid of CMC, right? How many touchdowns does CMC have this season?
He scored one last week.
I'm just
Zero.
telling you,
Zero.
That
He
is
scored last week. Hold on, he does not have 0. He scored against the Rams.
No, he didn't.
Like he's been pretty consistent on my fantasy team.
No, he
all
didn't.
Season. So we got to be able to stuff the run game. We got to keep him third and long, and then to Zach's point, and probably every Buccaneers point, get some goddamn pressure on if it's Mac Jones, on Mac Jones. If it's Brock Purdy, on Brock Purdy. The nice thing, though, is if Brock Purdy does play, he probably is not going to be as mobile as he could be because he's dealing with a foot injury.
How many touchdowns?
No.
3 touchdowns? Where are you seeing this? Where are you seeing this?
I'm looking at rushing stats. They're all receiving touchdowns.
Oh, right.
Scroll. You got to scroll down a little bit.
To piggyback off of Bryce, my key to the game, we've faced San Francisco quite a few times over the last few years. If there's anything I know about Kyle Shanahan and his offense, he's a schemer, man. He's going to give you one thing to look at and, hit you with another thing. And I'm very, very worried linebacker coverage because it's going to be their main job to sift through what Kyle Shanahan's presenting them and what they're actually going to do. So I really want Todd to focus on the discipline and the misdirection in the game. I feel like, the bootlegs that they like to do off of play action, the, counter plays they like to run with CMC, all of that is designed to get the defense to think one thing and hit them with another. We're going to have to be very, very disciplined, especially in the second level. And, it's scary, like you said, Bryce, Levante seems to have lost. I don't think he was ever really good in coverage, but he's definitely slowed down a bit. And Servassier, man, and he's just tough. Sometimes he's tough to watch, man. You definitely are looking at him chasing the play rather than making the play. So
you see the back of his jersey the whole time.
He can't decipher the play. So he doesn't know what's coming, and instead of anticipating and knowing where he's supposed to be in his responsibilities on the defense, he's lost.
Reacting.
And
he's reacting way too
and
much.
all of a sudden, your reaction is puts you well out of position to make a play. But I agree with you, Ryan. I think the one benefit that this defense will have is that you've seen this team now for a 4th straight season. Todd knows what Shanahan's going to like to do and vice versa. So, it works both ways. But we should know exactly kind of what they're going to try to do to us. And you'll have players out there that have played against this offense. And, with that, I think there's a chance where, okay, maybe we could see some of the formations and hopefully anticipate, and Todd's kind of anticipating this is what they like to do at this down and distance, or this is what they're going to, so some of that pregame, studying is going to show up on tape, hopefully on Sunday. And then obviously, I think hopefully they will make some mistakes, and we need to capitalize on those. So no turnovers on offense, turnovers on defense.
Turnovers on defense. I mean,
that's usually when you get complimentary football.
Complimentary football.
Good pressure, all the usual takes.
I think this is a big game for us mentally, right? They flexed us. It's prime time. It's an opponent we usually get. Coming off of a win, we've got a good record right now. I think this is one of those ones where we fall into poorly in recent memory. And it's also starting that middle of the season slump that we've had to deal with the last few seasons. You know what I mean? So I think this game and the Lions game, to even more extent, these are games where if we're gonna turn a corner, if we're gonna go just from being perennial playoff makers to playoff game winners to going maybe back to the Super Bowl, this game is gonna be one that we need to show that we can win. We need to show that we can hang on in the middle of the season, not just start strong. That we can do well when the lights are on and going into that middle of the season. I think this game and the Lions game are going to be big games for us, and I think we need to show out and make it happen. I think that'll be a telling sign for us going forward if we can dig in and get some W's on this one, or even look good, like slap them around a little bit, like you were saying in the review, Bryce. A comfortable game would be nice. Maybe we turn this 49ers game into a comfortable game. We get after Mac Jones, we make him look bad, hold CMC down a little bit. Maybe we could build from here and do something amazing this season.
I wouldn't mind a comfortable game. I think Zach was the one who asked for it, but I agree with you. I wouldn't mind. I'll be there. So if we can have a comfortable game and I can laugh at my 49er friend's face the entire game, it'll be great. They're 4-1. The Lions are 4-1. These are the top teams in the NFC that we're going to have to face at some point. If we hope to make a run at the Super Bowl, that's what's going to have to. You're going to have to beat these teams, and you want to beat them in the regular season so you have an advantage in the postseason playing here instead of there. So it's hard to beat. Either we make that move this season or we'll see. But it's going to be a great game. That's all I know.
And I was just going to say that, Bryce, it's not just the momentum and the gut check of the team, especially in this kind of period of the season where we've had a couple of lulls the last two, but these are the division leaders right now, right? These are the teams that, maybe it's too early to talk about playoff seeding, but these are teams that at the end of the day, at the end of the season, you kind of want to have that tiebreaker over, right? You want to have that advantage over them. We lost one to Philly. These are the next two teams up on the docket that are the class of the NFC right now. So very important games going forward. And let's get our score predictions here before we move into Buck Bros Fantasy. Bryce, since you're going to the game, let me give it to you first.
All right. So, yep, I will be at the game, 4:25. Was kind of hoping for the 1 o'clock because it helps me get home sooner living here in Orlando. But nonetheless, it's 4:25. Hopefully going to be a great game. I think I kind of like us to finally get and exact some revenge on the Niners of the last 3 years. We will make a statement here. I think we're going to win the game 28-20.
A little more room for comfortability for Bucs fans on that prediction. Zach, what's yours?
I do think we'll win. I don't think it'll be by that wide of a margin. I have 24-20 Bucs.
Closer to the cardiac Bucs. John, what you got?
I love when you guys throw out these 20-point games when they're real close. You know what that tells me every time? Bucs 42, 49ers 24 in a slapping. Write it down.
Nope.
Actually, to that point, I should have gone with 31-6, as it was in 2003. And
2003. That's exactly what comes to every Bucs mind. 31-6.
we're gonna give
Wait,
up.
wait.
We're gonna give up some touchdowns.
Yeah,
But
like the 0-2 defense ain't rolling out on Sunday.
We're gonna give up some
Yeah.
touchdowns, but I think the boys come to play at home and show off a little bit. You know what I want to see? I want to see a Tez front flip in the end zone. That's what I think is coming this game. I think and I want his chain when it's all said and done. I want Herco's chain. I want that 49ers chain. I want it. I'm gonna hang it on my wall right there. It's gonna start my.
I will bet him if they lose. I want that chain.
He can have my hat.
He can have a Jabu hat.
He can have my Jabu Wins hat.
Just what he always wanted.
Yeah, right. I wish we had. I don't envy a lot about like Eagles fans, but I know if someone wore that dumbass chain into the link, there ain't no way they're leaving win, lose, or draw with that thing still around their neck. I kind of wish we had those kind of fans. Give me that shit.
All right, let me get my score prediction in here. I kind of want to go with John here. I'm not going to go as outlandish as 42, but I want a little bit more comfortability in our win. So I'm going to say Bucs 31. And I know they're going to score points, but I want the 49ers 20. I think it's an 11-point victory here. 31-20. So I'll take the 20 with you guys. I think we're all at 20 for the 49ers. Give me the 31. All right, let's move on to Buck Bros Fantasy. For you guys just joining, we like to pick fantasy players for our friendly competition between Buck Bros. Here's how we do it. We start by going through a draft of picking a Bucks player every week. And then we snake that draft to pick one NFL player from other teams throughout the week. Catch is, you cannot pick an NFL player twice. So there are a few players who are off the board for us to pick. But this week, we're going to start with Bryce. You are on the clock for your Bucks pick.
Heyo. And I think for the first pick for the Bucks part of this weekly draft, I am going to take the Bake Man himself, Baker Mayfield.
Captain Clutch. Bake is off the board. Bryce is baking. John, you are next.
Easy pick here. I gotta have a Mecca Ibuka, right? I gotta have him. You know what I mean?
That's yeah. I
Good
mean,
choice.
after that game,
Yeah.
can't go wrong with him. So Baker and Mecca off the board. I'm next. Chris did not do enough for me last week, so I'm gonna go with feature back this week. I hope Bryce is right and he catches some passes. Give me Rashad White. And then that leaves us with Zach. Zach, you're going to pick your Bucks pick, and then you're back on the clock for NFL.
Yeah, I mean, I shit all over Chris in the review because he can't catch right now, and then Kate Otten didn't wear gloves, so I'm never gonna pick him. Wow, how's Jalen McMillan doing? Is he? No.
He's
Okay.
doing great. He's pretty good.
Yeah, pick Jalen. Yeah.
All right. You know what? Maybe redemption. Chris Godwin.
See, now I know he's going to go off. Like you're going to get 2 touchdowns from him.
Perfect. All right, and then it's back to
Because he
me.
hears this podcast and was like, I'm going to show that motherfucker.
That's right.
Yeah. Back to you, Zach.
Okay. Well, based on projections for week 6, I will take Puka Nakua.
Dang it. All right, Puka's off the board. I am next for our NFL pick. Nice. Let me get Daniels, JD.
And I would like Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was going to be my pick.
Yeah, he's my wide receiver too. They're going up against Cincinnati this week. I think he gets some.
No, they play the Chiefs.
Oh, they're
They
playing.
play
Oh,
the
even
Chiefs.
better.
They have a good defense.
Even better.
Bryce, you could take Bill.
Oh, Bill. Yeah, that's a great pick.
I'm gonna take not Bill, but I'll take Bo. Bo Nix
You got him.
playing against the Jets.
What a win for them, man. Against the
It's
Eagles.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't cash my over bet though, could they? Just had to
not
keep it
not
low
that good of a
scoring.
win. Yeah.
Just saying, good teams cash bets.
All right, that sets our lineup. If you guys want to follow along with us to see how we're doing this season, make sure you're following us on Instagram and TikTok. For Instagram, you're going to follow us at BuckBrosTV. Follow along on TikTok, that's at BuckBros11. So make sure you're looking out for us there. If you want to join in with us for this season's fantasy. All right, we're going to wrap up the episode here as we like to do with it's our 50th season as Buccaneers organization. So let's take a little bit of a flashback here. The Bucs faced the 49ers. I know we already talked about the 2003 divisional round where we slapped them up 31-6. But I wanted to go with another one. We have faced the 49ers quite a few times over the years. We've played them the last 4 times and have come out not victorious. We've been defeated. So the last time we beat them was actually 2018. So it was on November 25th. The Bucs win against the 49ers in 2018 under the leading Jameis Winston. That was the last victory for the Bucs against the 49ers. So we're hoping that that trend is bucked and we get back in the win column against this team.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was at that game. That was a fun game to get. Well, yeah, it was a fun game to go to. Because I was telling all the Niners fans that Mike Evans is better than Jerry.
Better
Rice.
than Jerry
And I will
Rice.
continue to say that this week.
Hey man, you'll have a stake on the claim if he comes back and earns that 1,000-yard receiving season.
He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it.
A feature.
Wide receiver 1, John.
Runs 2 routes, but he's wide receiver 1.
He is.
Gotta love him.
Yeah.
He is more than welcome to prove me wrong.
All right, Bucs fans, that's going to do it for us for this game preview. Make sure you're aware this did get flexed to 4:25 like Brady. So it's 4:25 kickoff for this game if you guys want to catch it. Bryce will be there. We'll be watching him and the Bucs take on the 49ers. We hope that you guys are enjoying having your Bucs season and enjoying watching the Bucs with us. We'll be here back on Monday to review that game. But for now, we'll leave you with a big Go Bucs.
Go Bucs.
Go Bucs.
Go Bucs.
-3.
Ooh.
Home favorites.
Home favorites.
So-
I feel like 49ers fans are going to be at the game.
We
They're gonna be
Well,
like,
yeah, we
I
live
don't
in
know if
a
it'll be the sea of green that we saw against Philly, which was saddening.
we
Only because
I
they
wouldn't
don't
my
wear
part to
green.
be as loud for the home team, but yeah, there'll be Niners fans. From
Well,
my experience last year, they were playing Niners fans.
I do want to say, Bucs fans, for those of you that are traveling to other cities, we got a bad rep as traveling fans from the Seattle game, and so, maybe we need to try a little bit harder, but I think that that's unfortunate because Bucs fans are some of the best in the world at dealing with these ignorant fans coming into our stadium. We've had to deal with Eagles fans coming into the stadium and 49ers fans coming into the stadium and Saints fans coming into the stadiums over the years. And so I think, we need to do a little bit better as we travel because there was some hate. There was some hate online for the way Bucs fans acted, right or wrong.
Who cares? They're chirping my quarterback. I'll chirp him right back.
Oh no! I mean, I
The
told
Colts fans showed up.
if
Show
I'd
up
have been
to
at
home
the
game.
game,
Show up
if I'd have been at the game, I'd have had to
John,
leave.
what's happened to you? John, you've lost your head.
Hey, why are you defending the
going on?
Seahawks over
What are you
here?
doing over here? Where's the John I know? What's in their eyes?
Look, that old lady should have calmed down. Okay, that's all I know about that Bears game. Is she
Shut up,
She-
blue eyes.
she was too close to being in my section. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe I've lost a step. I don't know.
He's gotten soft. He's gotten soft.